Hello and welcome back to this channel. Dear students, today's topic is WDM, that is wavelength division multiplexing optical network. First we will discuss the operating principle of WDM, that is wavelength division multiplexing network. So this diagram shows the operating principle. Suppose we are making use of three light sources which are denoted by S1, S2, S3. The corresponding wavelengths are lambda 1, lambda 2 and lambda 3. We want to transmit all these light rays, all these wavelengths through a single fiber optic cable. So this is the optical cable through which we want to transmit these wavelengths. At the input side, multiplexer is used. We know the usual working of multiplexer. It multiplexes all the incoming signals. So all these wavelengths, lambda 1, lambda 2 and lambda 3 will pass through this optical cable. At the output end, we have to separate out these wavelengths. So demux is used, that is demultiplexer is used. This demultiplexer produces three different wavelengths, lambda 1, lambda 2 and lambda 3. And these wavelengths are given or transferred to the particular detector, that is to the particular destination. This is the single directional WDM. Now you may well implement two directional. That means you can show two sources here and one detector, as well as two detectors and one source at this end. So this will be the bidirectional communication. So this is about the working principle of operating principle of WDM network. The next important part is WDM network. It is wavelength division multiplexing network. So you might think that this is the complicated diagram. It is not at all complicated. Similar blocks are repeated. Now, this WDM network is used to connect different clients. Clients in this case is IP routers and SONET. So different clients to the optical link. This is the major purpose of this WDM network. The different elements are shown in this diagram. I have written the meaning of each and every symbol. OLT, I am talking about this block. OLTs are used at both the ends. See, you need to connect optical clients. You need to connect clients to the optical link, and as well as you need to transfer the data from optical link to the client. So at both ends, OLTs are used. So these are the blocks corresponding to OLTs, that is optical line terminals. Next is OXC, that is optical cross connects. We are going to discuss the meaning or working of every block in detail. Next is OADM. I am talking about this block, optical add or optical drop multiplexing. So it is optical add or drop mux, that is OADM. That depends on the requirement if you want to add or delete certain wavelengths. Then for the simplicity, I have shown only two wavelengths in the diagram. One is the wavelength lambda 1. It is shown by the solid line. It is between SONET 1 and SONET 2. As I said, IP router and SONETs are acting as a clients. So two SONETs are shown in this diagram and four IP routers are shown. This is IP router 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now, as shown in this diagram, two SONETs are connected by using a wavelength lambda 1. I mean, wavelength between these two SONETs is lambda 1. Similarly, between IP router 2 and IP router 3, it is lambda 1. At this end, one node is shown. This is the optical node X. And the connection between this node and IP router 4 is again related to wavelength lambda 1. Then I have shown another wavelength by the dotted line. This is the lambda 2 wavelength. This is also called the light path. It is right starting from IP router 1 to IP router 4. Now we'll discuss the meaning of each block or working of each block. First is OLT, that is optical line terminal. This block provides interface between the clients, that is let us say IP router and optical link. It has two major blocks. Inside the OLT, we have transponder and mux or demux. These two blocks are not shown in the diagram, only OLT is shown. OLT consists of transponder and mux or demux. This transponder, as I said, provides the interface between optical link and clients in one direction as well as in reverse direction. So the major function of a transponder is to convert the signals from the client in a suitable form which is required for the optical link. In the reverse direction, it takes the signals from the optical link and convert back in the suitable form which is required by the client. So this is the major function of the transponder. That means it provides the interface. Next, this OLT consists of mux or demux. If you want to multiplex some other wavelengths at the output of this transponder, then this block is used. So these are the two major blocks of optical line terminals. Next block is OXC, that is optical cross connections. There may be complicated optical network, so in such networks it may be required to provide certain extra light paths depending on the application, depending on the requirement. So OXC provides extra light paths depending which is the requirement or depending on the application. Then if extra light paths are not required, OXCs are responsible to reconfigure the existing light paths to minimize the losses. Then it switch optical signal from one port to the another port. Again, for this purpose, switching purpose, to switch the optical signal from one to other port, these OXCs are used. And sometimes it is required to provide the wavelength conversion. So I have written it provides the wavelength conversion. This is again one extra function done by the OXC. Next block is OADM, that is optical add or optical drop mux, that is multiplexing. In many applications, it is required to add a particular wavelength, or in some applications, it is required to drop a particular wavelength. So in that case, this device OADM is used. We are going to study this block in detail. Because you may expect the separate short note related to this OADM. So this is about the block schematic of WDM network. Now next is important features of this WDM network or WDM architecture. Your answer must include these important features. First is wavelength reuse. Look at the diagram. This wavelength is related to the light path. This light path can be between two sonnets, like as shown in this diagram. It is between sonnet 1 and sonnet 2, which is represented by the light path lambda 1. Same wavelength, similar light path can be used between IP routers. That means IP router 2 and 3. So this is the frequency or wavelength reuse. So important feature is wavelength reuse. Next is wavelength conversion. Whenever it is required, we need to convert one wavelength into the other wavelength. For example, as shown in this diagram, the light path between IP router 2 and IP router 3 is lambda 1. Then between IP router 3 and node X is lambda 2. This node X provides the wavelength conversion. Lambda 2 is converted into lambda 1, and the light path between node X and IP router 4 is lambda 1. So as such, you want to connect IP router 3 and 4, but at one side wavelength is lambda 2, node X is used to convert it into another wavelength lambda 1, and then it is linked with the IP router 4. So this is the concept of wavelength conversion. Sometimes it is very much required to accept the outside wavelength and then convert it according to the requirement of application. Next is the transparency. The different light paths carries the or having the different data rates, as well as they are using different protocols, so there won't be any mixing of such things. Next is circuit switching. This feature is similar to the circuit switching technique of the telephone network. We know that in case of telephony network, the connections can be added or as well as the connections can be taken out. Same way, you can well add a new connection or you can take out the existing connection. So this is the circuit switching. Then last feature is survivability. So this is an important part. This you can well check the defects in the system, and whenever any light path is in defect, the network provides some extra path. So this is the survivability. So these are important features of WDM network. Now next part is optical add or optical drop multiplexers. As we discussed, in some applications it is required to add a particular wavelength, or it may be a requirement to drop a particular wavelength. To perform such actions, OADM, that is optical add or optical drop multiplexers, are used. So there are four basic types of OADM. First is the parallel connection. So at the input side, different incoming wavelengths are shown, that is lambda 1, lambda 2 up to lambda n, and demultiplexer is used. As the name indicates, it separates out the different wavelengths. So the different wavelengths are lambda n, then lambda n minus 1. It is in the decreasing order, lambda 3, then lambda 1, lambda 2. Suppose it is required to drop out the two wavelengths, that is lambda 1 and lambda 2, then it is shown by these arrows. So after demultiplexing, you can drop out these two wavelengths. Then if it is required to add some new wavelengths which are not the part of incoming wavelengths, let us say those wavelengths are lambda 1 dash and lambda 2 dash, then again these wavelengths are added by using the multiplexers. That means at this output of demux, two wavelengths are dropped, lambda 1 and lambda 2, remaining wavelengths are passed. Then you want to add two new wavelengths, lambda 1 dash and lambda 2 dash. So one multiplexer is shown. At the output of multiplexer, you will be getting lambda 1 dash, lambda 2 dash, then lambda 3, lambda 4 up to lambda n, and so on. Second is modular version. It is similar to the parallel type of connection. Only difference is that a particular band is dropped. In this case, in case of this normal parallel connection, one particular wavelength can be added or dropped. But in this case, a band can be dropped or a particular band of frequencies can be added. Again, consider the incoming wavelengths like lambda 1, lambda 2 up to lambda n. At the input side, demultiplexer is used. Let us say there are 16 wavelengths. So these 16 channels, 16 wavelengths are divided or grouped into 4 groups. They are forming 4 groups. So each group is called one band. So there are 4 bands. Each band will contain 4 wavelengths. Now we want to keep band 2, band 3, band 4 as it is, and we want to drop out the band 1. So as I said, there are 16 wavelengths. Band 1 may contain lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3 and lambda 4. So we can use this device and we can drop out this band 1. This is done by using again a demux. Then if you want to add another group of band, then using a mux it can be added. So it is very much similar to the parallel connection. Only difference is that in this case a particular band is added or dropped. Next is the serial connection. As shown in this diagram, the blocks are connected in series. So any one particular wavelength can be added or any one particular single wavelength can be dropped. Depending on the how many wavelengths you want to add or how many wavelengths you want to drop, the different blocks are connected in series depending on the requirement. For example, if you want to add the extra wavelengths lambda 1 dash and lambda 2 dash, then in this case, as shown in this diagram, 2 series blocks are used to add 2 extra wavelengths. Next is the band drop. Again, it is similar to the serial connection. A particular band of wavelengths can be added or particular band can be dropped instead of adding or dropping a single wavelength. So this is about the OADM, that is optical add or optical drop multiplexers. So dear students, that's it for today's session. So thank you. Thanks a lot for watching this video.